y'all, like that thing that y'all want to do. Yeah, she sent an email
What
yesterday.
thing we want to do?
It's like an adventure room. Did y'all see the email? Did y'all not respond?
I
Did
didn't
y'all want to do the
respond to
adventure
say, I
room?
said no.
I didn't sign us up for it either. I didn't think y'all wanted to do it. But then she did write back and said that we needed to. And so we need to get on the calendar to have that adventure room. And I just asked her as long as we can do it after spring break. So I got
She sent that to you only, because I responded to
Yes.
that.
Yes, no, she signed us up. So we're gonna do, so then just come up with the date for us in summer is what she had. She didn't want to come today. She needs to come. Okay, and I'm ready. I've got the sign in for you over here. Is it okay if I do it on here and just have everybody sign in?
Yes, ma'am, you're good. Okay, so, welcome, Dr. Velez. I teach the gifted and talented 6th, 7th, and 8th, and I have special classes with them. Then I also teach the reading intervention classes 6th, 7th, and 8th. And then I'm also the GT coordinator and a whole bunch of other stuff they have. So, welcome to my classroom. So, what I did is I tried to make it to the audience, so that you can see I went ahead and did a history writing project for you already, and I downloaded the whole thing to you, and it comes with a lot of neat things. So I'm going to begin with today the instructions. We talked about that. I'm going to sign in pre-work. That's just looking at the information. We're going to look at an exemplar, definitely. And what I'm doing is just when kids start writing things, and this is in my class, I try to get them to just do a paragraph and learn how to do that. And that's the ELA part. Introduction, body, and conclusion in that paragraph. It's 3 to 5 sentences, and that's the basis of what they're going to do when it comes to space writing or when it comes to writing about history. And so what I included in the package for you today is that little photo. Okay? And that kind of goes with the package, and then it has a history. Right? Let me watch a short video on that. Then the next page, and this is all digitally, I sent this digitally to you. Then it talks about how to do the essay, and it breaks it down for you. So it's really like a packet. It breaks it down for you, famous person, and then it has the lines of introduction, okay? And then it goes on, it just goes on for the body and so on, which makes it very easy. So let me go ahead and start. Any questions? We're good. Thank you. So, Women's Lunch Project, I could not resist doing Women's Lunch Project. I love doing this, so I just picked her. And in there's a list of 20 different people that you can have the students pick from. And we're going to do some research, body of the paragraph, and complete one paragraph. You guys get to complete one paragraph, kind of. I don't like doing TVs where you guys just sit listening to me run my face without you doing something. So I'll come around and get that. Like a writing instrument. What's a PD without having to do some work, right? Boring. Okay, fantastic. And then I do have a Google survey. I sent it to the two of you, but I'm going to need to send it to everyone else. It's just really just questions on how things look at it. That's the part there. And when we begin, I think rather than going into the video, I'd rather show you an exemplar. Okay. So let's make this bigger. And all we're doing is actually just taking a look at one paragraph. I'm trying to keep this short and to the point. Whenever I teach my students in their classes, I have them do a write, where of course it's persuasive, and they do their beginning, body, and end. And even in a paragraph, together with that, they start building their whole information. We just finished the famous person project in the gifted and talented classes, where they had to go in and follow a set amount of rules to do a paper. Then they went and did it on a 5 slides, which is pretty cool. I don't have them presenting, but they get to send it in. So in this one, Family Travel to Beijing. Beijing is a good place to travel for education. You'll learn about Chinese culture, which combines their latest achievements with ancient history. The title is in the body of the first sentence. You see that? Okay. In your intro. So then the second sentence, because you're kind of the body of it. As we know, Beijing is the capital of China, which has been active as a Chinese political, economic culture, and educational center for a time. There's your body. It's giving you the information about the city and what they do. Now we get to the end. It says, in addition, Beijing provides a wide range of modern and ancient places for family. Family trips, including Beijing, Great Wall, Forbidden Science, Forbidden City, Beijing Olympic Stadium, and so on. So then the ending is telling you about the various places that you can visit. And each time I do this, I try to get the students to just introduction, body, conclusion. And then when you're doing a full page, it's the same. Introduction statements, body statements, and then conclusion. So that would be your whole essay, pretty much. Okay? All right, so. And this is just a quick supporting me on what's going to happen about writing a paragraph.
Then you will definitely write a paragraph because it's a group of sentences that are related to one main idea and are connected to each other.
Start that back again. All of that. And then, there we go.
To my class. In this video, you will learn how to write a paragraph. Well, if you know how to write a sentence, then you will definitely write a paragraph because it's a group of sentences that are related to one main idea and are connected to each other. So, are you ready? Let's get started. A paragraph should have at least 5 sentences. 1 topic sentence, 3 supporting sentences, and 1 concluding sentence. The first step is to brainstorm your ideas in order to write a good paragraph. Write the general topic or the main idea. This is what your paragraph will be about. For example, friends, why people lie, celebrities, playing outside. Now use the main idea to create the topic sentence. The topic sentence typically identifies the main idea. It tells the reader what you will be discussing in the paragraph. Good friends are...
And this supports exactly what I just said in the exemplar. This supports this, and notice they use that in the main sentence. Good friends are very important in our lives.
are very important in our lives. People lie for several reasons. Being a celebrity can be difficult. Playing outside has many benefits. Now you have to write the supporting sentences. These are the sentences that give more information about the topic sentence. Every sentence should support the topic sentence. It should provide further details or ideas.
Just like that one
And if any sentence cannot be related to the topic sentence, just exclude it. Playing outside has many benefits. Well, it gives you sun exposure. Active games gets you moving and benefits your physical health. Playing or running around can help relieve build-up stress and frustration. A concluding sentence signals the end of a paragraph by restating the topic sentence and summarizing the main points. And remember, do not add any new details in the concluding sentence. And you can always end your paragraph with a personal connection like your opinion or feelings. This is my concluding sentence. Playing outdoors makes you happier, or anyone can benefit from outdoor activity. Now it is the second step. You have to write the first draft. Leave an indent. Indents are moving the first line of the paragraph.
in your packet, you do have this young lady, okay? And as you're reading through this, as your kind of assessment before we go on to the project itself, we're writing about Ms. Ochoa, who is also the director of NASA Space Center. And so as you review this, and I'm going to set the timer to you, so we got 11:16. So I'm probably going to take you to, let's see, about 8 minutes. Read that, and then come up with your one paragraph, okay? And on the sheet, it does have some places for you to do that. So you have this complete information. Because actually, whenever I do something, it's like, walking in my shoes. I do this myself just to show them. And I use my speech to talk with Google. And as I'm going through it, I'm showing them how I expect them to be. I'm setting up the exemplars of what they're supposed to do. Okay? So now, I put the timer on, and I will give you approximately about 6 minutes or so to complete the task of you writing your first paragraph about Ochoa. We'll come back together. And what I do in my classroom, if you are finished and I come and take a look, I usually grab a candy or a chocolate or a mint, and I put it on their table. They love that. So, and for you, I would definitely get anything you want. Does anybody want some water? Good. Because I have bottles of water too. You have water? Yes, sir. What kind of host would I be if I didn't have some water? Ladies in the back?
Oh, no, we're okay.
Good.
I'm loving it.
All right. Thank you. Everybody signed in?
Yes.
Thank you. Pretty simple exercise. As they say in school, try to chunk it to make the first thing small. So with a professional training, I would rather just look at a paragraph, because the rest of it they can build. But once they get that done, and this is going to translate into testing and writing, because they will be able to build their summaries in the STAR test by doing it, chunking and doing those paragraphs one by one. So we're just looking for that first primary paragraph and just move on. The introductory paragraph is on what page is that? Just a couple pages in, right? Right. Yep. Perfect. Thank you. There's a page inside that you can actually write it on. You can actually do it on the computer. So I kept digging into it. I said, I gotta give them something that they can take back and use as a project. And I found this and I was so excited. Yeah, where it says, thank you. And don't forget to put your teachers, your history teacher's name on there so they can give it back and then you can get points for that. Oh, that's right, you guys are the ones who get points. A little less than 2 minutes. They said usually about 3 to 5 sentences. That's what I tell them. Instead of 5 or more, it's 3 to 5. It's usually a good sign.
To the right and creating a space.
I can get just one or two of you to go ahead and kind of give us what you wrote, or even the beginning. I appreciate that. So who would like to go? I would love that. Give us a sample of what you have. The first sentence would be. Yes.
I'll give you my first sentence.
Thank you.
Eleanor Choi was the first Hispanic and second one to serve as the director of the Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. Ellen prepared for this position by receiving her education, and that's my thought.
That's good. That's good. Anyone else? First sentence? Okay. Right here. Thank you.
I just said, women have been making strong innovations in science since the early 1990s. Astronaut and current vice chair of NSC Ellen Ochoa paved the way for women in the 90s.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay, so what, in this lesson, right, you give them kind of a chunk of the way you like to see it, show them an exemplar, right? And then you go into the part where they do the project. So we're going to quickly see, since this is Women's History Month, I did review the video that goes with that particular part. It's pretty awesome. And it actually would open your class in a really great way.
In shaping the future of human.
So, on the other side, right, this would be a great way to introduce your Women's History Month.
So it's my pleasure to once again welcome you here to the TEDx NASA JSC Women event. I'm Ellen Ochoa. I'm the Deputy Center Director here at Johnson Space Center. And even though our theme today is about shaping the future, I wanted to just start off by first commemorating the past. I had the privilege of flying a very significant historic artifact during one of my space shuttle missions to the International Space Station. It was a banner of the National Women's Party, which was used 100 years ago as the party was fighting to secure for women the most basic right of a democracy, the right to vote. Women's suffrage provided a greater representation of diverse views in our political and social system. And that was an important milestone that really step by step eventually led to NASA's selection of the first 6 women astronauts in 1978. And 20 years later, my third space mission, STS-96, included 3 women, and you see us here. I'm on the left, Tammy Jernigan is on the right, and Julie Payette of the Kennedy Space Agency is in the middle. And you see us holding that National Women's Party banner, which was so significant to our history. I was very proud to carry that banner into space in honor of all the women who had come before us, making it possible for us to pursue that career. This is also a really interesting picture for me to see now, because this was at the very beginning of the assembly of the International Space Station. It was only the second space shuttle mission as part of the assembly, and it was the very first one to dock with the space station, which of course at that time was just 2 pieces hooked together, the Russian FGB module and the US node called Unity, and you can see us floating there in the middle of the node. And so now this year, we've finished the assembly of the International Space Station, close to 1 million pounds of hardware in space, laboratories from the United States, from the Japanese Space Agency and the European Space Agency, and people working all the time doing experiments, using it as a technology test bed, and learning how to really live and work in space. So from that point of view, this picture is very significant to me also. Today, women are represented throughout the NASA family, and they share the attributes that have always been important at NASA throughout its history: education, determination, and enthusiasm, and an absolute belief that there's nowhere else we'd rather be and nothing else that we'd rather be doing. You're going to hear from some of our talented women today talking about a variety of activities that they're engaged in. If you're inspired by astronauts Katie Coleman or Dottie Metcalf-Lindenberger, then check to see if you meet the requirements of becoming an astronaut. We're in the process of accepting applications right now for a new class of astronauts that will join us in 2013. Among some of the other speakers, you'll hear from the International Space Station's chief scientist, Julie Robinson, on experiments that can't be done on Earth, about engineering innovation from Laura Bailey, and about exploring the solar system with a microscope from Keiko Nakamura-Messenger. And if you know high school students or you're a high school student tuning in, think about applying for our WISH program. That stands for Women in STEM High School Aerospace Scholars. And that's a program where high school juniors participate in an online community during the school year, and then come here to Johnson Space Center for a summer week-long workshop where they design a mission to Mars. And for middle school students, maybe wondering what it is that women who study STEM fields actually do at NASA, you can check out our new website and videos on the Women at NASA website under the Aspire to Inspire section. These were videos of people that work here at Johnson Space Center. The videos and that part of the website was created by men and women working here at JSC. And you'll learn even more about what women are doing today at Johnson Space Center in shaping the future of human exploration in space. So enjoy your morning. Thank you.
That would be a great introduction to the course of this month. And then this, I sent copies, hopefully copies of this to you. So here it talks about the activities for Women's Month, the research activity. Of course, that's where I talked about using the particular paragraph writing and how it's supposed to be done. It has the instructions, and so for some of you, I'm not sure if you have your own set of computers in your room. If not, And as you can see, you can print that information up and then have them, you can give them an opportunity to print up or go to the library and find someone they want to do it on. Okay, and then of course tell them you just want a straight one page, 5 paragraphs or 2 paragraphs. I know some kids are not excited by writing, some will. So you can do this either way. What I do a lot of times is I'll put this into Schoology so the kids can use the Google Doc and write onto the document and just send it in at the time. I do that quite often. And then it has graphic organized. Everything you see in your packet there, it's all here. And then I told you there is a list, and here's the list that comes out of all the people that you possibly select from. If there's anyone, I selected Ochoa. Okay, so I'm going to give my stuff away. I used to work for Mrs. McNair, who was the wife of Dr. McNair, who died in the AIDS crash. And she, her dream camp and dream scholarships is all over the country. And she would invite astronauts, and I met a lot of the astronauts coming to a lot of our functions. And I picked Ochoa because I go to NASA. And then it has everything is broken down into how to do this. It's a complete course, and I shared that with everyone. I hope, and then you can make it as long and as short as you like. And then we talked about famous figures, and it has spaces for them to do everything. Date of birth, height here, important quotes for female, dreams and facts, and then you can actually downsize this to, if you don't want to do an essay or not a writing with them, you can actually get them to do this. Okay, that's a project. So there's bits and pieces of this that you could downsize and make smaller for depending on your student. But it's a great project to do. And here's another one, talks about different quotes from some of them. And here's another block where they can insert a picture, do quotes, type in interesting facts. So this has a lot of information. I guess you probably know where I got this from. Teachers teach teachers. So I'm not like this amazing guy put this together. I know I use them quite often to do projects, but they have brilliant things that people do. But you don't have to pay for it. I did that for I made it for you. And that's why I just dragged it to you. It is yours.
All right.
And they said I could do that too, the little stuff that you can share with. And then, like what you did today, you can also use this packet, and notice I did back and forth. And you look for your book. So it would be the book. Well, astronauts, female astronauts have been there for some time. And in actuality, I think one of the female astronauts that went into space, she came in second to the gentleman when it comes to the time spent in space. I think he did a whole year in space because he's a twin. And I think there's a female that just got maybe a month or two behind him. Okay. Science and history goes together. And then your thesis statement, okay, what is this about? What I like to write about? So like I said, you can take these and make them any way you want to. You can create a question. Sometimes I go ahead and do a lead question for them to do a writing with. There's all kinds of vocabulary in here that are related to history. Your body, your paragraph. And I love how this particular gives you the areas according to text, author states, author writes. So it kind of gives them an example of what to do. I love giving them simple examples of what to do because they're always like, Dr. Velez, what do I write? Well, according to the text, okay, what's the author trying to say? When is the author speaking and when is the actual person speaking as the person, the character? There's the body, okay? And like I said, long or short, that's up to you. 3, conclusion. And then it also comes with a rubric. Come on. So whatever you do, you don't have to come up with a rubric. So of course, usually I share my rubric first to give the kids what I'm expecting of them. And so this always comes out first. Okay, we're going to do the project, but this is what I expect from you. Is a picture good quality? Woman's name, quote included. Okay, and you can change those around. Teachers' comments and talking points. Right? It's already done for you. love that. Final essay, okay? And here, like I said, you can either upload this to Google or put it on an Apple Doc, whichever you prefer, where you want to put it, so the kids can actually use their computer. So I always keep the, thank God they use these. So I give them the opportunity to type it in, and I always tell them to try to free write if they can, and then we come back and stick to what I was teaching when it comes to how to do a paragraph, okay? Give them the opportunity to do some free writing. They may not like this factor. So, and say, okay, we're gonna come back and fix the grammar and so on, but what is your topic? So when we did the famous person, I said, here's the information, so summarize that. And then from the summary, what they've written, I said, okay, pick your top points, because you don't want a PowerPoint that has 1,000 things. I know you guys hate that. Pick the 4 top points, the 3 top points on your PowerPoint to present in your slide presentation. So you can do that too, okay? And you know as well as I know, when you do PowerPoint, some people get really wordy and you're falling asleep, and 3 to 4 points, and you're good. I usually do 4 to 5 PowerPoints per student. Let me make sure I covered everything. Research paragraph, read a paragraph. And let me go ahead, I think I sent, we're at the end. So is there any questions? I hope I gave you a ton of information. I did all the legwork for you, right? So you can enter this into your Schoology as an assignment, and you can take it for a week or make it a whole semester if you like. Any questions? Because I wasn't going to keep you guys long. I know this is your lunch hour too. What's that? Good. That be okay? Thank you. I think you have the survey, and you have the survey. Did you take it yet? And let me send that to the rest of you. sent one to each of you. Hopefully it'll work for you. Okay. And these, the Google course evaluations are really simple. You just go in there and you just change the name and it gives you all that stuff already. Is it working? Okay, great. Is it working?
Yes.
Okay. No questions? So let me do my quick synopsis. So we talked about paragraphs, then we watched the film on paragraphs, and then you guys got to write a paragraph and talk about it. And we introduced the lesson, which lesson is about your person in history and how to write that. I introduced you the actual slide presentation and the writing. And let's see. That video is also highlighted on the digital one. If you want to show the short video on how to write a photograph video. Pre-work was done. I didn't do the NEO part because that's a little long. That's more like an interaction with two of us, so I kind of dropped that one out. So Introduction to Women's Month project, we did that, and then looked at the slide presentation, and then you guys researched and got the body and completed one paragraph. Thank you very much. You are free to go. And look at that, right on time.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Your time is valuable.